Now, notorious for its electoral malpractices and illegal mining, Bellary is in the news once again. This time, though, the talk of the town is the huge amount of cash seized. Election officials have seized 9 crore rupees from Bellary. The cops seized the money after they raided the residence and offices of a man named Babulal based on a tip-off. The election officials, who opened 3 lockers, started the counting process at midnight, and they are yet to count the money seized from another locker. Cops, along with the election officials, raided his 3 residences in Ganesh Colony and an office near Sudarshan Lodge. It is, in fact, the biggest cash seizure in the lead-up to this election. From on this, I'm joined by my colleague Akshita. Akshita, first of all, tell us, has the counting of all the cash seized completed, and what's the amount seized?
Well, it has, Nolan, and what we do know is that it has reached about 9 crore rupees, but that's not all. That's just the cash they have at hand. Besides that, they have got several checks, NSCs, accounts, FDs and the likes, which are definitely worth crores. Besides, of course, worth mentioning are the gold biscuits. But let me take you through exactly what happened last night. It looks like the Election Commission was on a raiding spree of sorts. It started off in Hospet, where, in fact, they raided the house of Vikram Jain and seized about 1 crore rupees as well as 22 lakhs, Nolan. Besides that, the Assistant Commissioner also went on to raid Sunil Kumar's house, and over there once again they seized quite a bit of sizable cash, and this was in Hospet. Now, following that, at about 10:30 in the night is when officials did conduct raids in Bellary, and this, of course, is the one that's being most talked about, that of Babulal's residence and office. Officials are said to have acted based on a tip-off. They conducted these raids in different locations. Now, 2 of his houses and 1 office, besides 3 of his houses, I beg your pardon, Nolan, and 1 of his houses are the ones which were raided. And in one of Babulal's houses, they first found 8.52 crore rupees, and in the second house, once they finished the raids, they realized that another 4.8 lakh rupees was recovered, and in Babulal's office there was another 2.2 lakhs. So in all, it amounted to about 9 crores. What we have to also mention here is that, Nolan, Babulal did try to get away. Initially, of course, when the cops knocked on his doors, they entered, they raided the place, found about 5 crore rupees, and immediately after, the relatives went on to state that they did not have the necessary documents to go ahead and search their home. So the officials had to actually go back, get an authorized search warrant, and come back and conduct the rest of the raids. And post all that, they recovered about 9 crore rupees. Besides which, Nolan, they also discovered checks worth 5 crore rupees, NSCs worth 4.3 crore rupees, post office accounts, SB accounts, FD worth crores, and of course those gold biscuits, which is easily be worth lakhs, Nolan. So all of this has been found in Babulal's house, and of course he is a financier. He is a financier who also, of course, works with several political parties, with mining companies. It is said that he moved to Bellary about 50 years back, and ever since then, ever since the boom in mining, he is one of those people who has managed to realize his dreams more than anything else. He started off as an accounts manager of a mining company. Post that, he started getting into iron ore transportation, owned about 2 lorries, and clearly having a business mind, he went on to transform that into 1,000 lorries, Nolan. So he became pretty big in the area of iron ore transportation. Started also becoming a constant Havala supplier for all mining barons as well as political leaders. So he did grow a lot in this department. He has a considerable clout as well in Bellary. So no surprise there that so much money has been recovered from him, Nolan. But this is the breakdown that we have as of now, that they recovered from 3 of his houses and 1 of his 9 crore rupees gold biscuits, checks, accounts, numbers, SB accounts, FDs, and all of this will easily come to about 15 crores, Nolan.
Right, Akshita, I'll place you on hold for a moment now. In fact, apart from the money that was seized in the gold biscuits and checks, pamphlets were also seized of Shriramulu, the BJP's candidate from Bellary Lok Sabha constituency. which clearly shows which way the investigation will head towards or point towards, who the possible or alleged culprit could be. Now, Akshita, coming back to you, now these pamphlets were also found over there with the photos or pictures of Sriramulu. So can we clearly say that this is all his money?
Well, in fact, initially, as soon as the name of Chor Babulal did come to light, a lot of people did speculate, including, of course, the Election Commission officials and the DC, going on to state that it is said that Babulal is a close associate, a close accomplice of Sriramulu, which definitely spurred a lot of talk that maybe this was the work of Sriramulu. Maybe he had supplied the money with Babulal as the middleman to go ahead and distribute it to voters. But soon after, we've got a statement coming in from Sriramulu himself, Nolan, where he has gone on to quite clearly state that there is no truth to anything that is being said, that he does not know Babulal, that he's never been heard of him, and also went on to praise the Election Commission for the raid that they went ahead and undertook, saying quite clearly that this is something that is a great development and will help in conducting the elections in a fair manner. So it looks like Sriramulu has tried to wash his hands of the entire incident, but even post that the Election Commission is yet to investigate the case, of course. So they will go ahead and raise all these questions as to why there were pamphlets of Sriramulu in Babulal's house. They will also go ahead and check the truth behind Sriramulu's statement when he went on to state that he has no idea about who Chor Babulal is more than anything else. Of course, there are a lot of questions that are cropping up at this point, Nolan, about whether Babulal was in this for quite some time, whether he's actually already distributed money, and considering that he is into iron ore transportation, he knows a lot of mining barons, is there a possibility that he has several accomplices who are also involved in the same? So the EC have a lot of work ahead of them at this point, Nolan, considering that this huge cash seizure is not something that is a lone case, and is definitely going to be interconnected, and it's going to be a series and a web of controversies, Nolan.
Right. Now, Akshita, isn't it also surprising that Babulal's name did not crop up in the mining scam?
Absolutely, Nolan, but once again, that will be something that needs to be investigated. As of now, there is no word on whether he did indulge in illegal mining as such. We do know that he was into iron ore transportation. There is no word on whether he did indulge in that. So at this point, it's just an early assumption to go ahead and pull up his name in that particular controversy. We have to keep in mind, of course, that this is a completely different issue. Yes, he is someone who did go ahead and enjoy from the mining boom, but that does not necessarily mean that he was one accused in the mining scam. That is, of course, something that will be investigated probably after his name has been pulled up in this particular case, and maybe along the course of investigations in this particular racket, we could find out that he was, in fact, involved in one way or the other. But as of now, there is no word on him being involved in a mining scam as such, Nolan.
Right, Akshita, I'm going to place you on hold there for a moment. In fact, let's now listen to what Sriramulu had to say.
ರೂಪಾಯಿ ದುಡ್ಡು ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ, ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಮನಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ. ಅವರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪಕ್ಷದ ಹಳೆಯ ಅಭ್ಯರ್ಥಿಗಳು ಸಂಪರ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದು, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರು ಕೂಡ ಸಂಪರ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದು, ದಾಖಲೆಗಳು ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಕೂಡ ಯಾರು ರೇಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾರೋ, ಯಾರು ದಾಖಲಾತಿಗಳು ಏನು ಸಿಗ್ತಾವೋ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಪುನಃ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳು ಪರಿಶೀಲನೆ ಮಾಡಲಿ. ನಾವು ಕೂಡ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ರಾತ್ರಿ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಚಾರ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡ ನಂತರ ರಾತ್ರಿ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೂ ಒಂದು ಸುದ್ದಿ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾದಂಥ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ನನಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ಯಾರದೇ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಇರೋದನ್ನದ್ರೆ ಯಾರದೇ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಏನು ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳು ಏನು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಚಲೋ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಯಾರು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾರು ಪರಿಚಯ ಇಲ್ಲ ರೀ, ನಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಪರಿಚಯನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅಂಥವ್ರು ಯಾರು ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಪರಿಚಯನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ರೀ. ನಮಗೆ
ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿ ಹಣಕಾಸಿನ ವಹಿವಾಟು ನಡೆದಿಲ್ಲ.
ಪರಿಚಯ ಇಲ್ಲದವ ಅದೇ ಯಾಕೆ ಬರ್ತೀರಿ? ಪರಿಚಯ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಬಳ್ಳಾರಿ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನಮ್ಮ ಮೇಲೆ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟೆ ಹೆಂಗ್ರಿ? ಅಲ್ಲ, ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ ಸತ್ಯ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ಮೇಲೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಮೇಲೆ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರಿ ಹೆಂಗಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್? ನನಗೆ ಅವ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ರೀ, ಅವ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನನ್ಗೆ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಅವ್ರ ಹೆಸರು ಕೇಳಿಲ್ಲ, ನನ್ನ ಪರಿಚಯ ಕೂಡ ಇಲ್ಲ ರೀ.
In fact, Sriramulu over there stating that let the government go ahead with his investigations and that he has nothing to do with this. He also does not know him, and he also stated that why is it that anything that happens in Bellary, that the immediate suspect is him. Well, Akshita, coming back to you, don't you see this as a very smart ploy, a smart way of going about their work to woo voters? You give them the money, you show them who the candidate is, you also show them the EVM and say that this is where you need to press the button. Now, all these things in order to woo the illiterate and poor voters.
Absolutely, Nolan. In fact, this has been something that the EC has been trying to stop from day one. Of course, come elections, these kind of scams come to light almost in every nook and corner. The Election Commission officials have been on high alert for exactly these kind of issues, and there is no doubt that this is a big catch to see in the least, Nolan, not just because of the amount of money we're talking about. We're talking about big names like Sri Ramalu, and of course, the fact that they could have gone ahead and exploited them to a great extent, exploited every single voter. And of course, this definitely does not come as great news for Babulal. He will face some very, very strict action there, to say in the least. And if the connection between him and Sri Ramalu is established, if there is any as such, it will mean big trouble for Sri Ramalu. He could face a disqualification, which would also go ahead and put the BJP in a spot of bother, Nolan. So this is a web of sorts, and if it is a web of lies, it could prove to be detrimental for every single person involved. But of course, this particular catch, which is based on a tip-off, will definitely have big repercussions, Nolan.
Right, Akshita, thank you very much for all those details. In fact, Babulal, on the top left corner of your television screen, 9 crore rupees was found or seized by Election Commission officials from his home. It's not just money, but FDs, national savings certificates, gold coins, gold biscuits. As of now, we are told that initially the Election Commission officials, when they knocked on his door, found 5 crore rupees. But when the family members refused to open the safes, the officials later came back armed with a search warrant and found an additional 4 crore rupees and gold biscuits. Now, Babulal is a financier. He's also involved in iron ore transportation. He hails from Rajasthan. He used to work as an assistant manager in a mining company. Now, he also used to supply explosive items for mining companies. He started his business with just 2 lorries, but now owns 1,000 lorries. Furthermore, the Election Commission officials also seized fake EVMs and pamphlets that had the pictures of Sri Ramalu, BJP's candidate from Bellary, along with Modi's picture on it. And when Sri Ramalu was asked about this, he said that let the government go about and the election go about their investigations, but he has nothing to do with this financier. He does not know him. And why is it that every time something happens in Bellary, he is found guilty, or basically everyone starts hounding him? Now, as of now, this is the biggest seizure that has taken place so far, a single seizure in the elections or in the run-up to the elections.